The Penguins have been eliminated from playoff contention, and we are bummed out about it. This will only be the second game tonight in Sidney Crosby's career since 2007 that he plays a meaningless hockey game. I read somewhere Derek Jeter played one game his entire career where the Yankees were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That is insane.
Crazy.
The Steelers only have one such game since 2007 as well. It was either 12 or 13, one of those 8-8 seasons where they were mathematically eliminated before the final game of the regular season. And, hey, look, this was fun the last couple of weeks. It really was. This is the most I've enjoyed Penguins hockey going back to that playoff series 2 years ago against the Rangers. This was fun again. They made us believe. That's not the end goal, though. The end goal, bare minimum, you got to make the playoffs. And they didn't. And it's now the second straight year they haven't made the playoffs. The second straight really good Sidney Crosby year that they haven't made the playoffs. The second straight year where you have your good players stay healthy that they haven't made the playoffs. And so that begs an obvious question, and we'll do it today. Today is the day to do it. It's Autopsy Day, and then it's Move Forward Day. So the Fan Morning Show Twitter poll is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement. TrustPJ.com. I'll throw it out to you people right now. Should the Penguins fire Mike Sullivan? 412-928-9370. And now I will turn it over to my co-host, Dorin Dickerson. Should the Pirates have pulled Jared Jones last night? Should the Penguins fire Mike Sullivan, Dorin?
I think that he has brought a lot of good to this city. And, championships, contending, has done well throughout his head coaching career here. But 2 years in a row, you missed the playoffs with Sidney Crosby. Not only Sidney Crosby playing at his heights and playing at the level he played this year, but staying healthy last year and this year, and having Malkin stay healthy, having Letang stay healthy, having Carlson that you acquired in the offseason stay healthy. I think that the message has fallen on deaf ears. I really do. I think that the system, the way that he sees them playing, isn't jiving with the way that in the style that they're willing to play at this point. So in my mind, you got to pick and choose. Like, do you want Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Carlson? And do you see them having enough left in the tank moving forward? Or do you want to do this again? Do you want to do this again? Because that's what you're setting yourself up to do.
Yes, it is.
If you don't make a decision. Now, I'm not here to fire people. I'm really not. Like, that's just not my MO. But you got to call a spade at some point. And you got to pick. Do you want the same results? Do you want the same results? Now it's two different GMs. Well, I mean, three, but two different GMs.
Yeah.
Two different GMs this happened to.
You ain't getting rid of Dubas after 9 months.
Okay, so you want to blame Hextall and Burke. Okay, you could blame. Okay, there could be scapegoats. You want to blame the situation with Rutherford? Okay, he could be a scapegoat. Okay, is it Crosby's fault?
Nope.
Malkin looked a little old, but he found something. Bunting get on his line. That's all well and good.
He's also not the same player at half the cost of what he used to be.
Letang, pretty solid all year. Mm-hmm. Carlson came on at the end, and he would have loved for a full duration of the season. So. Where does the finger pointing go? You're gonna point it to Dubas, who's in his first year?
Nope.
Who just acquired or just traded for Bunting, which is probably the huge bright spot outside of Crosby.
Yeah, looks like a good move.
Ned, yeah, right. So where's the finger pointing go? It has to go somewhere.
What does it for me, Dorin? And you're right, I don't like this part of the job, but it is our job. We talk into microphones and we shape opinions and we give our opinions. I think you got to move on. In fact, I know you have to move on. They haven't won a playoff series since 2018, and you've had Sidney Crosby be healthy, really, since then. That is unacceptable. The roster hasn't been good enough, but we just saw for 2 weeks that they can play at a higher level. We've also seen the same mistakes rear their ugly head the last 2 years.
Yep.
There was a time where if the Penguins had the lead for 2 periods under Mike Sullivan, they didn't lose. Now you never expect them to win. Last year, the power play was average, and that was disgraceful with the talent they had at their disposal. This year, the statistics, the eye test tell you that the power play was disgraceful, and that can't happen. It was a sticking point it was one of the worst parts about last year's team, maybe the principal reason why they didn't make the playoffs, and it was worse this year. That falls on the coach. Last year, they blew a lot of leads. They've done the same thing this year. You're repeating the same mistakes. That's on the coach. Overtime. They don't even practice the 3-on-3.
No.
It's another reason they missed the playoffs by a measly point last year, and they were horrendous in overtime this season. The things they were bad at last year, in some cases, they got worse at this year. That's all on the head coach. Todd Reardon, I'm sorry. You're a very nice man. It's an accountability world. Professional sports, it's all about accountability. You gots to go. Mike Sullivan, you gots to go. And I will be forever, eternally grateful to Mike Sullivan for punching life back into these Penguins in 16 and 17 when that team was petulant and arrogant, and he said, shut the hell up, just play, and they did. That guy's a Penguin Ring of Honor dude, one of the great American coaches, frankly, ever, and maybe one day he gets into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Mike Sullivan's a hell of a coach. Not here anymore. It doesn't work anymore. When Mike Tomlin doesn't win playoff games, everyone wants his ass gone. And that's the way it is. That's the way it should be. Mike Sullivan ain't been winning playoff games, man, and now he hadn't been going to the playoffs. I said when they lost to the Capitals in 2018, I remember going on my radio show the very next day, and Mike Sullivan, the Penguins posted a graphic in a statement for Sullivan talking about how he loved the last 2+ years. They won 9 straight playoff series. And he just wanted to thank the people of Pittsburgh, and he said, I will have a Guinness and a cigar on my back patio, and I'll think about what we've accomplished. And I said that very day, there will be a time when Mike Sullivan gets fired. That's the way it works in sports. That's especially the way it works in hockey.
Yep.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's that Batman quote.
Yep.
That's where we are right now.
It is.
Mike Sullivan was a hero, deserves the praise, deserves the recognition, should be welcomed back down the road with open arms, and he should be honored on anniversaries, and people should think ultimately fondly of that man. But we have reached the expiration date on Mike Sullivan.